God. You got it out.
First and foremost, we want to give all honors and praise to
Yahweh,
Ba'Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Ba'Hashem,
Yahweh.
Give it all double honors to the apostles, elders, Great Millstone. We're branching Great Millstone, Chicago. This is a series with the Let the Young Men Play with the elders and elders from Great Millstone, Chicago. And we just want to bring into account this is the end of Esau era. That's pretty much what I'm entitled this. Every civilization has a time frame.
Yeah.
And Esau's time frame, the self-proclaimed white man here in America, his time is up. You know what I mean? He's got the bread and circus show going on with this NASCAR. And, it's not going to, it's all it's going to do is distract from his agenda, the fact that he's done for. There's nothing else he can do. He's pulling out all the stops, trying to distract you from the end of his civilization, the end of what he was trying to accomplish. Esau, the self-proclaimed white man here in America, has done so much wicked atrocities through to the Hebrew elect of Israel, and he thought that this was going to continue. But Yahweh Shai has had better. He set bounds that he could not surpass.
What was I looking at?
Right.
Balance pass. I was about to pull it up right now.
He set bounds that he could not pass. So we're just going to highlight the fact that it's the end of Esau, the self-proclaimed white man here in America, and so consequently, the end of his era is the end of the heathens who's joined unto him. He's been, living deliciously for over 500 years, enjoying the fruits of his wicked labor.
That's right.
But it's not going to. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? All those things have been accomplished.
He said, in the fullness of his sufficiency,
right?
Shall he be in straits?
God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
what you got there?
You want me to do the balance?
I mean, since he you got short time, just go ahead and get yours, and then we can get the other one.
In Revelation 12:12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because you know that he has but a short time.
Right. In the midst of his short time, he's going to expound upon all his wicked atrocities and pull out all his things that he used to do. His plate, his card, his deck that he's playing, he's going to pull them all out. He's going to pull out all stops. A pandemic, he's polluting the air, the ocean, the water, the food, everything's defiled. That's going to be amped up to the highest level because his time is short. It's like Wisdom of Solomon, I think that's 2, where his time is short. So he's going to try to do as much wickedness as he can in his short time to try to continue to destroy the elect of Israel, but Yahweh Shai that's going to make sure he protects the elect of Israel.
That's right.
He's not going to stop. You know what I mean? For those who thinking that he's not the wicked that he is, Job 9:24 said the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Who is this wicked person? Who has polluted the waters? Who's polluted the land? Who's raped, robbed, and killed and murdered people indigenous people across the world? Who has done all this to the elect of Israel? Who has changed everything? We didn't even know our heritage till recently.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who's spent billions of dollars trying to stop us from, from trying to stop Yahweh Shai from revealing to Israel who they were.
That's right.
You know what I mean? This wicked man, Esau Edom, has spent billions, if not trillions of dollars trying to prevent this knowledge from coming out. But, the Lord has set it for an appointed time in Habakkuk.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's appointed time. Now everything is being revealed in its time. It is beautiful, like the elder just said. The Lord timing is perfect.
Man, perfect.
It's perfect.
And what you triggered is the testimony of Apostle Gabar and the elders when they were teaching years ago, way before we was even thinking about the truth. And they were preaching, and Esau rolled up and jumped out of a limousine saying, how the hell did y'all get this information? What the fuck? We spent billions of dollars to hire this, and jumped back in and sped off mad as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a testament to the power of Yahweh Shai. Isaiah 55:11, so shall be the words that go forth out of my mouth. They will not return unto me void, but accomplish whereunto I sent it, and prosper and accomplish to where he sent it, man. So the Most High's words will be manifested, and is being manifested, made known right now. You got that balance?
All
right.
And
then Job, we got after that.
Okay.
Job 14:5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. You only going to do as much as the Lord allow you to do. I believe Paul said it. He said only he now who will let to be taken out of the way.
That's right.
Hey, we all got a checkout date, All right, and Esau's checkout date is set and it's already been established. We're just waiting to that Job, right, till he fill his belly, man. Because Yahweh Shemel Shai has a destined and ordained Esau for destruction, but he has to fulfill his lot.
That's right. Hey, the brother Hawashai Nawana put a couple of good ones in. I'm gonna hit them real quick. Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Isaiah 46 and 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Esau think he running shit. Right? Esau thinks that he can't fall. All right. But the Lord set bounds. The Lord said that just like he said, the sea can't overtake the land, and how the land can't overtake the sea. There's no way Esau's going to overtake the will of the Lord. All right. The Most High's will be done. All right.
Okay. What Big Ike has said about this man and not being able to press, like you said as well, and whatnot, and then even going back to what you said about how our heritage and these types of things have been skewed under this Edomite, okay, in this age. You know, this is Job 27 and 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, and the heritage of the oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. His children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. You got Edomites now crying the blues, right? Because it's like, welcome to what it feels like to be a nigga.
Right.
Okay.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Welcome to what it feels like to be a nigga.
That's funny. I learned the name. That's what I named. It was a bunch of clips of Edomites complaining about the debt, basically the debt they had, and not being able to make money no more, and all this shit.
Right.
I named that. Welcome to being a nigga.
What does it say? The children shall complain of ungodly
Of ungodly father. And like I said, so you take Elder Malcolm's page, critical race theory, and this, that, and the other. They don't want to deal with the history. It was manifest destiny. Like I said, when I was in school, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, it was manifest destiny.
They owned up to
it. They owned up to it, absolutely.
Even when I was in school,
That's me too.
They owned up to it. They was proud of it. But now they great granddaddy is seen in the pictures and shit.
Right.
Then we really do this shit.
But it's deeper than that. They selfish. They are really the selfish, proud people. They're mad because now they're not getting the goodies that the upper elites are. The division in Esau is great. It said that they'll be small amongst the heathen. They're small amongst themselves. There's an infighting between the Amalekites and the other Esauites, Edomites.
You know what? And not to cut you off, but at the same time, I just saw something in the shorts and whatnot where they done cut off the fucking the programs and things of this nature of affirmative action.
Yes.
Where you can even get college heads up and whatnot.
Real talk, affirmative action has been horrible for niggas because it also with the people don't even know what affirmative action is. The big thing to get up, they have to make sure people have a token amount of niggas, but they also did was cap how many niggas can come there. You know what I'm saying? It
was already capped. They wasn't having no niggas in there.
Absolutely. Right. And that was the 400-year head start.
And then that affirmative action, they put the other fucking ethnic people, the Indians and Chinese people, so it really moved check out. So it never worked for us. They put them other motherfuckers in that affirmative action.
As a matter of fact, you had
be a minority.
Yeah, right, exactly. You had the Moabites that female that came on and said we was told that we couldn't come in and do this, we couldn't do that, this, that, and other. That we weren't allowed to have business loans to go into the white neighborhoods and this, that, and the other. Well, we could go into the so-called Negro neighborhood and fucking flood that shit with shots.
Bro, I remember. See, now you remember Pops for sure, all right, and you should too, Ash.
Yeah.
When I was coming up, because being born in 1974. Down the street from the place that we ended up. You see, you how old?
100.
But we had mom and pop black stores all through the hood, and you had your token Greek store, you had your token they were starting. They just
started. Yep.
All right. At my era, they were just starting, and from that time to maybe the mid 80s, you still had a lot of mom and pop shops. But by the 90s, they were you go down 79th past Jeffrey on the other side of Stony. You know what I'm saying? There used to be shop. It was vibrant. The whole Regal, the whole nine. All those were mom and pop nigga stores. You go to Roseland. There was a majority of those shops were all nigga stores. You go down to Halsted. I remember when the over here in Halsted, there was a grocery store. I remember when he finally closed down maybe about 10, 15 years ago. And it was like, they took everything out of our communities by putting all these foreigners in our communities, and that took away our own wealth because Jake was always self-sufficient. But Esau made sure to let these heathens come over, but with the rules, and you can't, because you don't see the Chinese nail shop in Barrington. Or
absolutely.
And Esau's Winnetka and those things. You don't see those foreigners out there like that. Now you might see them in the malls area and those different areas. But in our hoods, you go through anywhere in the hood, you don't see mom and pop black stores, especially that last more than 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, and you know what's beautiful for that, Salaki? What's beautiful about that, what you just said, not only did they remove the black people, the black stores out of the black neighborhoods, then they lied and they monopolized by putting the Best Buys, the big conglomerates in, they removed the small Jake too. So they said they were supposed to be for the neighborhoods, but when they used their monopoly power to put these big stores in, that took us out too. So you put Walmart in there, so that killed the grocery store. You put Ace in there, that killed the little hardware store. But this is this wickedness that they have devised. So it's all been lies.
But they did that so that they can create them fucking food deserts in these last days. Okay, so now you got people that don't have a place to go to even shop for food and this, that, and the other. This was the whole purpose of it. Like I said, like you said, the mom and pop stores. Cause I remember a store down the street from what I said. Like I said, my mama had me take a note down there, and then she came down there and confirmed the note. My son go come down here, he go buy a Coke, he go buy a pack of cigarettes. Motherfucking agenda every day. Every day. With the little note. Blah, 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 blah. So it is established. You ain't selling to a minor. These are my cigarettes that he's coming to get. Okay? And this, that, and the other. It was Boyd's. But at the same time that Boyd's had that, they had the little motherfucking community meetings and whatnot. And he came back and told my dad, look, they're trying to run you out the neighborhood. My dad was an auto mechanic, and he was a foreign auto mechanic, and everybody brought their cars to him on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My dad had no problem giving my mama his whole check. He gave it to him. Take this $500 and something. This is the 70s. That was good money. Mm-hmm. Take this $500 something. Don't ask me for shit. Okay? I'm going to do 2 motors and a transmission. I'm going to put $2,500 in my pocket. And guess what? Don't come to me for another dime. If you can't figure out how to make my motherfucking check work, then that's on you. I only got 1 son in the middle of here. You got 4 kids. He the 5th. I done bought this house. I wanted something in Peel Hill. But since you don't want to get with the program, this is how you go run this. This is what I'm saying. But this whole that whole age of that and that feminist movement that destroyed our neighborhoods in the motherfucking 70s and shit, 60s and 70s. It wasn't even set up for us. It was set up it
was set up for the elite. And now over time is Esau, Esau, it's backfired on Esau and whole, because you got the trailer parks, you got the middle class, you got the lower middle class, the upper, all of the upper middle class, they ain't rich no more. All right? The Lord when they devalued that dollar and everything that Esau has done has actually hurt Esau. Only people Esau who's actually winning are the super elites. And that's the reason why now they made everybody a slave, even their own. That's why we echoing what the brother mentioned again. He that is evil to himself, to who can he be good? You're fucking up your own people. All right?
So he ain't got a problem with it. Go ahead, Benji.
This Daniel 7:25. He shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and the dividing of time. Everything Esau has done has been against us.
That's right.
All right, that's why every law he made, for the most part, damn that every law is contrary to the scriptures, to the laws of the Bible. All right, folly is set in great dignity. So they promote wickedness, man, here. And that's to do what? Be against us. They build the whole system. What is in fact, I grabbed this Psalm 68. So like, this is Psalm 64. Yeah, Psalm 64. Let me get to the point. Verse 1. Hear my voice, O power, my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Have me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and wet with sharpened, and bear their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do shoot at him and fear not. So Esau Edom, by the stroke of the pen, by great thought and deliberation, has made a whole system and made moves, all right, to make sure that we get pulled further away from the Lord, man.
That's right, brother.
Pulled further away from what's right and how things are supposed to be. To oppress us. Simply puts the curse and said, you should only be oppressed. Esau Edom has done that to us, man. All right, even from bombing all the Black Wall Streets, to flooding certain thriving black communities, to redlining us,
drugs in the neighborhood.
Yep. To feminism. All right, which they tell you that the CIA bitch ran that shit. Dang. All right, she set the whole feminist movement up. She said, the CIA set up the whole Cosmopolitan magazine shit up.
Because see, what a lot of younger people don't know, the world didn't progress to where we are now. It was a strategic, systematic setup. They said, we want to take down this, what we need to do. Okay, we're going to set up this magazine, have all these bitches looking at this, longing for this, and saying and brainwash them. And every subsequent new generation is already bought in hook, line, and sinker.
That's how it gets you, the youth.
Yes. And over time, that's why they're doing the LGBT, the homosexual pride shit, because they was marching in the streets. I did a video on it the other day, and they said, we're coming for your kids. And it was a chant that said, we're coming for your kids, and there's nothing you can do. The more, and then they put this, the pride parade that they had, I don't know what city it was, but they were walking, and they let Esau walk butt naked, grown ass men butt naked, right there in front of the kids, and it was okay. And they didn't stop it. I didn't even put it on the video because I didn't want them to take my shit down, even though it was blurred. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't even want it. That vexes my spirit so much. But that's how they get it. And this is how that goes back to the Willie Lynch letters. Esau knows the formula to subjugate a nation and erase it. All right. And he said, if you pick the young against the old, you set the light skin versus the dark skin, the straight hair with the kinky hair, you make all of them infight, then the new subsequent generations that come, they're going to be looking for, okay, who's benefiting? Let me follow that. So now Jake want to be that rapper. Jake want to be that same. Jake want to do everything Esau do because he got the money, he got the bag, and they erase your heritage, they erase your culture, and over time, you're full hook, line, and sinker on your enemy's doctrine.
I gotta bring this one out. This is Isaiah 38. I'm starting 11. I said, I shall not see Yahweh, even Yahweh in the land of the living. I shall behold man no more with the inhabitants of the world. Mine age is departed and is removed from me. As a shepherd's tent, I have cut off like a weaver my life. He will cut me off with pining sickness from day, even tonight, wilt thou make an end of me. So our people was cut off from their heritage, from what they knew was right and everything else. And like you just said, they pumped all this other bullshit up, and us being who we are, and especially the females, they want comfort. Nobody wants to go through oppression. Nobody wants to go through it. So what is the easiest way for me to get around this oppression? To deal with this man on his terms. And that's what we did up until this day. What they saying, I'm gonna get you sucker. We went down there to protest and we came by jobs. And we got fucking jobs. And that's exactly what has happened. So, cause like I said, this verse, this mine age, when you look at that, that's H 1775, and that is A period, a generation, a habitation, a dwelling, a period, an age, period of time. So that was a period of time that we have to go through this.
Let me
Go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 5:1. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
Come. So they don't have the faith. They don't understand it. They don't want it. And when we stand out there on the highways and byways, the way we commanded to do and do the work according to what we was commanded to do, they don't want to hear it. And now we get to the point where we like, you don't want to hear it, and I don't even want to tell it to you.
Right.
So you can carry your ass down the road because we out here fishing now for the elect. Absolutely and only. At one point in time, we was willing to deal with y'all and go back and forth. But now, I don't need that blot on me.
Right.
Get the fuck down the road. If you think you got it, set your dumb ass up a box down the street and teach what the fuck you want to teach and whatnot.
They never do.
And we're willing to deal. I'm to the point now, like I said, I've been to the point for like the past 4 years. I'm ready to see who was right and who was wrong, nigga. Let's deal with this. Hey, exactly. Hey. Maybe your God is asleep.
right. Yeah, maybe your Islam, your Catholic priest God is asleep.
That's it. Douse this with water. Do what you gonna do.
Hey,
let's check it.
Hey, let your God save you in that day.
Absolutely.
And that's the spirit that the Lord is putting on the men of the Lord now. I remember coming into the truth early on. We would hear from older men of the Lord how the Lord is going to have to put a spirit in us to go through and be hard, and even being a Jeremiah 51 state of mind will be the battle axes and weapons of war. After you've been in this truth a long time, and the Lord really been dealing with you, man. We have that girl, one of them young ladies who was a couple of ladies been speaking in the spirit to women, and she said it. They ain't gonna be nice in that day. Those men of the Lord, they're not going to care about how cute you are. No, that big fat ass. No, that's going to be a big fat destroyed ass. The Most High, the Lord is changing the spirit within the men of the Lord, and He's hardening our spirits in a judgmental way, because judgment is coming upon the earth, and it's already here. All right, judgment is already going forth. Yahweh Shai said, "What will I when I return if fires are already kindled?" All right. Because you can't be this, it's this hateful, it's hurtful. If you're a real sincere individual for the Heavenly Father and you love life and humanity and creation, this is hell. It's hard. You can't. I was watching a video of a young man, and I think he was an Edomite, and he was like, "I've done everything you told me to do. We went and got your jobs. We went and got to school. And then you tell me I get this one bedroom for $1,800? I can't afford this. You tell me I got this."
I saw that.
Everybody hurting, man. And no one's hurting more than Jake. Nobody. The Lord said it. No one in the book of Daniel, that no one has gone through what Jerusalem has gone through, man. And if you look at it and you feel and you go through it, this is why Jake is sorrowful. This is why Jake is down. This is why Jake is grinding. This is why Jake do the underhanded, sick-ass shit that he do. Always trying to find a way to survive and niche and get his fucking foot in, because he's falling after fucking Esau Edom. Then you got Jake on the other side trying to do it right and suffering. But guess what? Everybody's suffering, because it's without the Heavenly Father, or as the king is, so is the people.
All right.
Bible
It's Ecclesiastes 4:13. That is support and wise. You said, "Oh, we got."
That he was over that.
That's the spirit.
Better is a poor and wise. Ecclesiastes 4:13. Better is a poor and wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more be in bondage. That foolish king is talking about Esau.
Okay.
All right, so he's as a death adder. All right, he won't be reproved. He's not going to change his ways. All right, but out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor. All right, Esau's been reigning since Greece.
That's right.
Greece, Rome. Then they took over England. They failed.
That's a while,
They
right?
took back over. All right, and then they got America, man. And look, they ain't learned yet how to keep this shit going right. The same thing happened in Rome. They doing it again. They devalued the money then. They devalue the money now.
Yes.
All right, they was in debauchery in Greece, then to debauchery now.
Yes, sir.
Which comes with plagues. It tells you in the book of Maccabees when I believe it was Antiochus went to open the treasury,
Yes.
it was short.
That's right.
Because he took away the laws of old.
Mhm.
The earth don't yield itself. All right. Poverty is a punishment of the Lord, man.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Right? That's a judgment. So of course, the everybody that's following this devil is born here is poor because you ain't got to follow him now. You just here.
That's
All
it.
right. You're gonna be poor because this devil is a greedy dog, man.
That's right. How are you so wicked? You don't, of course, you don't keep the land Sabbaths.
Right.
But now here in America, these farmlands, if they don't import the phosphates, if they don't import the nitrates, if they don't go find some other nutrients to put back in the soil, they're not. That's why they're not yielding shit.
Yeah, the wickedness, and that's worldwide.
Yes.
Because Sri Lanka, they tried to get ahead of the curve and start growing crops out, fertilizer. Don't work.
That's right.
It's needed now,
That's it.
and that's a sad one. And Esau for a while. This I look at it through the spirit. I say this through the spirit. It's in Isaiah 47. Esau's warlocks. That's part of his
That's right.
his witchcraft.
Yep.
Science is part of that. So the plagues of
That's
the earth,
how you
not yielding his fruit. What does he do? He throw his staff down. Moses threw his staff down. Esau throw his staff down.
That's right. That's right.
Becoming fertilized. But at the end of the day, that's not stopping the Lord's ultimate plan.
That's right.
The ultimate plan is still going to happen, man.
Famine.
All right? Yeah, but the nuclear missiles are going to happen.
Absolutely.
All right? Your economy is going to crash. It's going to happen.
That's right.
And famine will come.
That's
Right,
right.
right.
It's here.
I got something to
Yeah, really. Technically, hey, Americans, I believe it was Putin. Americans, he said the fattest malnourished people on the planet.
That's it.
What malnourished? We're not getting no fucking nutrition here.
None.
This is crazy.
You got to get 5 apples to get what a third of an apple could do back in the days. With matter of fact, the fruits are less in size and less in stature as we are less in
The
size.
soil don't have no minerals in it.
That's it.
That's
The
absolutely.
soil used to. I forget the exact number right now. I think it said it's only like it's lower than 7 of the minerals supposed to be in there.
And it's supposed to be hundreds of millions.
Well, you want to know what? Elder Malcolm was said here a little about a couple few Bishop sit-downs back that how the younger men of nowadays how the testosterone level of men in their 70s
Yes.
back in the day.
They're not eating right, brother.
They don't. It ain't the fact they're not eating
Forever
right.
chemicals, all type of shit.
Right, it ain't the fact
That's in
that
all of our DNA. All of our bodies got DuPont, that Teflon shit in all of us. And
It's in your soap.
that's it.
I was the health food store. I was talking to one of the workers that I frequent there, so I have a decent rapport with them. And we go back and forth. She'll say some good stuff, or I say good stuff. It's like, she tell me, she's like, talk to me. She's like, well, I'll tell you about the forever chemicals. She sent me a little thing to look up, and bruh, the shit is in everything. This really, if it ain't, we'll be dead if it wasn't for the Lord.
Are you talking about the doula
I heard
the doula at the South Town?
You talking about
The health?
Edgefield?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she don't do them.
The black one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a doula. She counseled me and my daughter. She counseled me and my daughter, and we talk like that. We talk like talk.
Yeah, I
And
talked to
yeah, she knows.
I met talking to her woman with the list.
Okay, so I'm not sure about that one. I know the owner. I
She
talked to her
like the
sometime.
manager or something.
Okay, the Dwayne lady.
Yeah.
She might be the owner.
She might be. She got a list.
Okay,
Not the old short one.
No, she's not old. She's
Okay,
kind of young.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say kind of young, but she's not
Yeah.
old. That I believe that's the
Yeah,
owner.
I talked to them too the most of them.
Yeah, I talk to them. That's the spirit. But they'll tell you because they're in the industry and they actually care about the body and they care about nature and they see the bullshit. So they do their own research. They'll be like, no, do this, take that. They fuck up and go off too because they ain't got the spirit of the Lord. But that's the thing. Now I grow my garden. We observe the land Sabbaths and we haven't overdid my garden. It usually yields. I take pictures of it. I had beets that grow bigger than my fist. You know what I'm saying? I had zucchini that grew bigger than my forearms. You don't get that out there and naturally in the supermarkets like that unless they pump them up with GMOs and bullshit.
Right.
Oh, the Lord bless. That's the thing. People, hey, look, everything the Lord created is a spiritual essence to it.
Right.
All right, it tells you in the law, if you give your daughter over to whoredoms, the land will fall into wickedness.
That's right.
So that means the people, but also literally the land.
That's right. Because nobody telling they fucking, they doing all kind of madness. They're not.
They can tell the land all they want to.
But ain't nothing there now.
The Lord's not going to bless it.
He's not going to bless it.
The full increase.
They're not going to bless it, and they're not observing the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord has laid down. So that's going to be what it is. and the bag of what Benji had said earlier and whatnot, how they devalued the money like they did back in Rome and all this other kind of shit, and this, that, and the other. This Edomite has done this. And this is Obadiah 1:9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau shall may be cut off by slaughter. Okay, so the mighty men, the ones that understood what they need to do, like you said, like the money. John F. Kennedy was a motherfucking historian. He understood the wrong. So that's why he came out with that fucking speech and said, I'm against secret societies. Because he understood how Rome fell. He understood how the denarii and whatnot, how the silver kept getting taken more and more and out of it. And then after a while, the money wasn't worth shit.
Well, he was an insider, and he saw what the bankers were doing.
Exactly.
And he wasn't with it.
He wasn't with that.
But he tried to expose him, and they exposed his brain.
Yeah, they exposed his brain in Dallas and whatnot, which led to fucking, I'm doing how what up fucking shit, window seat video and all this other kind of shit, reenacting the whole deal and whatnot, getting gunned down in fucking Dallas. But that's what I'm saying. This man, like I said, he won't even pay attention to the wise men because it's in his nature to go destructive mode. The Lord will put it in his nature now to go destructive mode.
But it's judgment, brother.
It's judgment, absolutely.
Like Benji said, man. When the Lord says he's going to bring plagues upon the earth for the wickedness, bro, you can put all the right things in the earth. You put all the right land sabbaths. You can do everything that you're supposed to do to get the increase. The Lord's not going to give you the increase. All right? The Lord is not going to reward your wickedness.
You got something big out?
I got a couple. It's on Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 10 and 16. It says, woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child. Thy princes eat in the morning. All right, we have a child, man. We have an insignificant ruler, all right, governing the law, or governing the earth in which the Lord has put us on, man. All right, who destroys the water and the air in which you can't even separate to have your own? You know, we all breathing the water, or breathing the air and drinking the water. All right, this land is not separated; it's all connected. All right, but yet you go around and you're polluting it. All right. Yep. It says, 17 says, blessed art thou, O land, when thy king is the son of nobles. Thy princes eat in due season for strength and not for drunkenness. Right, man, because Esau promotes this, the do as I will, the party spirit. Mm-hmm. All right. And the scripture talk about moderation in drinking. All right. And it having its benefits. All right. But Esau tell you, man, you can drink all day, every day. Drink for this, drink for the 4th, drink for Mother's Day. Go out and be a drunk. All right, I got one more. It says Ecclesiastes 5:9. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. Right, but the Lord, Esau don't want you profiting over the earth, man. You can't collect no rainwater. Or you can't fish without a license, man. All right, you can't have, to be honest, you're not even allowed to grow a garden within city limits, man.
Man, look, DuPont will come along and throw their motherfucking seeds in the midst of your fucking shit and come back and show you that, see how your shit don't look like this shit, and confiscate your whole fucking field. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Monsanto. Yeah. Monsanto, that's what I meant. Monsanto.
Yeah, they splice the genes, man, and the farmer was talking about the other day how the fertilizer guy came, speaking about the fertilizer, and he bought a bulk of fertilizer for a 137 acre yard or a field. And the guy who's selling the fertilizer, like, yeah, well, you need zinc and something else in the fertilizer. Like, shit, well, I'm paying X amount of dollars. They didn't know they're supposed to be in there. He's like, no, you got to add it in there. He's like, well, goddamn. You know, when you buy, you spend $20,000 worth of fertilizer, you expect
$20,000 worth of fertilizer.
That was the C package. Now you want the B package.
Right.
Now you want the A package.
Yeah. Like, you can always upgrade.
The guy, the farmer said that a representative he upsold him on that because of the lack of nutrients in the.
But this is the, oh my God, bro.
That's fucking weird.
And I just saw another article on them doing the B to the X shit, putting that gene editing in the fruits and vegetables, and they're now but trying to put and putting a bacterium in it just because you can't change the DNA or the DNA of anything unless you put a virus.
You got to put a virus to crack open the DNA.
So they're doing that now to fruits and vegetables, trying to create veggies. I don't know, fruits. What the fuck? So you can eat
GMO food.
No, it's on another level though.
That's the fruit and shit.
Yeah.
Stick it in you.
Yeah, it's just sticking in your body, bro.
Right.
That's Esau.
I got one right.
You got one.
This is I got a couple. It's Proverbs 29:2. So when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So like y'all was just going into, you know what I mean? He's not happy unless he's causing distress amongst everybody. He's gonna constantly put everybody in a state of misusing them. You know what I mean? You can't benefit when Esau in control.
Yeah, you got young men having to do supplements and all this other kind of stuff to have the vigor and the vitality that I had in my 20s based off of the food that I had. Like I said, in my 20s, I could think about going to do this, be with this broad all day, do what I'm gonna do, go pump iron, go to sleep and wake up, and I'm gonna go to sleep on this broad, and I'm gonna still be right there. You can't think about that shit now. You can't even live like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like now and whatnot, everything is about to be calculated because Esau took the fucking minerals and stuff out of the food, out of the water, out of the fucking land. That, like I said, you know, what the scriptures say, all flesh would be what?
All of you dead.
All flesh
would short of time.
Absolutely.
That's Esau Edom with him being left unchecked. Without the Lord coming back, we will scarcely be saved, and no flesh would be saved.
No flesh would be saved. Absolutely, no flesh would be saved if this motherfucker had a unlimited amount of rulership. He would kill himself off, not even thinking about it. He'd be so busy trying to hoard up everything to himself that he would kill himself off.
Yeah, I got that too. This is what you said, holding on everything to himself. Go ahead. This is Habakkuk.
I'm done with that.
It's Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keep him at home, who enlarges desires as hell and his death and cannot be satisfied, but gather to him all nations, heathen unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that laid himself with thick clay, like I was just saying, he's so greedy, so determined to prop up his own program. These wicked elites, they're not satisfied. They're gonna take the land, take everything that you can't control it all.
Well, and that's what brings them to destruction. Because the last thing you want now is you, the people.
Right.
He got control. He got control over the nations.
Had control.
The elites really run everything.
Mm-hmm.
They run Russia. They run America. They run Iran. They run all this shit, man.
Right.
They all doing international trade. So who controlling all that?
Right.
They are.
And when China went ahead and made the AIIB, it's like, when China went ahead and devalued their currency, who gave them counsel to do that? The IMF. Mm-hmm. They told them to do it. This is like public record. This is you can find it. It's not a secret. They told them to do it. All right? So at least really control every fucking thing, man. But they want you because he can't be satisfied. They want to put that chip in you, which is the mark of the beast, man.
That's right. They want to be the Isaiah 14. They want to be as God. Because in the elites, I saw an interview on that level of the one with the Rockefeller saying how they wanted to see hip everybody. Right. They said why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was Russo.
Right.
It was something like that, but I don't think it was Russo's. But elites talking among themselves. He said, now once you took all over the world, and once you cut the market, now what? He said, now what? They said, now we're going for the people. They said that as in control. They want to be worshipped. They want to be revered. They want to be as if when the Lord said that, He meant that. They want to be. They want how we can look at the Most High and we wake up in the morning and say, forgive me another day to live, move, and have my being. They want us to. Oh, thank you, oh white man, for allowing me to have this. Thank you, oh white. They want us to worship them. They want us to come to them and need. They want us to come to them for all things.
But all they did was took the fucking curses, because the curses said that we will have to go to them for all wants and needs anyway. So now they done took.
But they want our love and fidelity. They want our devotion.
Yeah. They want the devotion.
Yes.
That's it. The devotion. They want the devotion part.
See, because they want to be like the Lord. The Lord wants us to love Him and give ourselves to Him freely and liberally. All right. He doesn't. He said, not with constraint. He don't want us to be grudgingly loving.
Right.
I'm only loving you, Lord, because if I don't love you, you're gonna kill me. Thank you, Howard.
He saw that.
He
Saw that motherfucker that said, "I don't care if this bitch love me or not, as long as the fact that, like I said, hey baby, he can't afford you, right? Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what Esau is at. He's like, I don't give a fuck if you love me for real or not.
Well, he said he lived by the sword.
That's it.
So he'll force it on you, man.
He'll force it on you. Absolutely. And
That's
this
what
is
he thinks.
That's right.
But the Lord got different plans for him.
Perfect.
And it's a Rock 10, and there's more to Habakkuk. Actually, still got that.
Yeah, concept.
Because there's another step to this, man. See, the Lord, like Pop said, this is the Lord's prophecy.
Shit.
We had to go to one of all things because we sin against the Lord.
Right.
But the Lord is changing all that.
That's right.
And we see the change because the heathens are turned against this devil.
That's
We
right.
see the change because we see the division amongst Esau.
Right.
All right, even in Supreme Court shit, well, now you can discriminate against, if you got a business, you don't have to serve LGBTQ anymore. All right? You don't have to now. You can go ahead and say you don't want to, and that's fine. But that's part of the division, and that's gonna be part of the uproars, man.
no, there it is.
All right?
That's right. You got
And that's spiritual, because Wisdom of Solomon 14, it tells you about idolatry. All right, it says the beginning, cause, and end of all evil. All right, and then it tells you in Romans 1, the judgment of idolatry is sodomy. So the Lord is finna have this sodomy movement be part of your That's a big part of your downfall, man.
Hey, he said it don't change. I did this to Sodom and Gomorrah as an example, as an ensample, so you can understand. Since I don't change, this is how I feel. Like I said, y'all didn't even have the technology, but I nuked this bitch back then. Okay? And whatnot. Because y'all gotta remember, this was some of the richest parts of the lands at that time. When Abraham and Lot walked into it, they were like, yo, Abraham told Lot, pick. You go this way, I'm going that way. You go that way, I'm going this way. It don't matter. Whichever way you went. Lot picked the richest of it.
and not just throwing that out, just a side note for those who don't know, it was not only Sodom and Gomorrah, it was 5 cities.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And to this day,
you can't grow shit over there.
Absolutely. And the scientists who go over there and they take collections of that sulfur over there, it burns hotter than any sulfur on the planet.
It burns hotter than any fucking shit.
It don't come from the planet.
Yeah. It don't even come from the planet. Like you said, because I've been around blowtorches all my life. My dad, when he was a mechanic, when I was like I said, when I was working as a heat treater and whatnot, and this, that, and the other. Like I said, when you start talking about blue flame, you're talking about melting iron.
No, but it's not. It's purple.
It's purple. That's what I said. When I saw that shit the first time on that fucking on that graphic and whatnot, I was like, purple. I was like, purple. What the fuck? Because I understand. I understand the color spectrum.
Royal fire.
Yeah. When you start talking about purple, you done went above what man can create.
Facts. What we were seeing,
which is
what
proof
the Lord allowed us to see.
Which is proof of the Lord, man.
Right.
That's it.
You know?
When you start talking about purple, bruh, purple, that's off the spectrum. When you hit a fire and it's all that orange and red, and when you first turn it on, it's got all the smoke coming off of it, then you start dialing in the oxygen and all this other kind of shit.
Right.
You start making that flame go shorter and shorter and shorter, and it turn blue. When you get to blue, this is when the welder drop his hat and he go down there and he start making crescent moons in the motherfucking metal because he's starting to weld it together and he make these crescent moons and whatnot. So as an inspector, when I come along and I check it, that's why I put my glasses on so I can see, and I'm looking for them crescent moons in it. I know you done heated it up hot enough, that you done melted it hot enough, that this shit done melted together. Right. This is all one steel now. And this and another. And I have to check this before it gets to paint. See what I'm saying? Right. I check this at the welders before it gets to paint. So now you start talking about purple. It's like when he said that. When I saw that shit the first time, it was along the same lines where they were showing the Gulf of Suez and whatnot. They were showing the fucking chariot wheels on the bottom of the thing. I was like, man, I was so glad I met y'all when I started looking at that shit because all that shit started putting together. I was like, yo, I done found the truth, boy, because all this chariot wheels, fucking purple flames, and this, that, and other. I know about Sodom and Gomorrah, but like you said, he ain't changed. So what do you think he give? That's why he said, I promise you I won't flood it. But I'm gonna hit your ass with some flame again. And I love that because my dad, that was one of his favorite sayings. Boy, you better act right before I knock fire from your ass. Whatever y'all got, man.
Back in the something.
We got here, so.
You got something?
I thought you did we get that back at the we finished that?
No, you have a scoop.
I got something. This second period too. And 5. Spare not the old world, but save Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. So Sirach goes to that. The Lord brought the flood because of wickedness.
That's right.
So, like you said earlier, for the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes and condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly.
Man, don't do this shit. Don't do this shit.
Wow.
Don't do this shit.
And that's why America and its 3 parts will forever be memorialized as the standard for what will happen to you if you don't follow Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
And speaking as a man, I can see, 100,000 years from now, we in the kingdom doing our thing, and then just like human nature, Lord's been showing us the reasonings and natures of men. Doing the book of Judges, it's right away when the great man passed, that was the good righteous judge, the people went straightly back into their wickedness.
Right?
After a period of time, a new generation comes, then somebody think that, they don't get the memo. The Lord said that Esau in their nature, it's like not Esau, but the heathens in their nature, he said, was it Zechariah or Zephaniah? If they don't come up to the tabernacles, that he's going to put plagues upon them. Okay. The heathen might still go off from time to time.
They will go off.
They are going to go off.
And we're going to have to put them in check and in order periodically.
That's
so I can see saying, y'all want to act right? Come here, let me show you something. And show them the pictures of destruction. Show them the evidence. I'm playing, but it's basically that memorial of America, that desert and the desert creatures and all the destruction here is going to be a testament forever of what's going to happen to any area, to any region, and any human across the galaxies if you don't follow Yahweh Bashim Yahshai and his rules and his men.
See, here's what I find funny. Because you say 100,000 years. But when I talk billions.
So billions, trillions,
I'm talking billions of years now. Because these motherfuckers, man, like I said, they going to get a chance to have their shit, run their shit, think that they got control of their shit, and their shit is bulletproof now. Like the movie with, what's his name, Damon Wayans, where he got hit in the head, bulletproof. They going to think they got another plate in their head, they can't get tagged no more. And when they absolutely think that they can't get tagged no more, Yahweh Shai is going to say, go tag their ass and get them to understand. This shit ain't, I ain't shifting nothing. They see the chariots, they see y'all flying around, and they still want to act stupid.
I got a precept.
Go ahead, Al.
It's Jeremiah 49:17. Also, Edom shall be a desolation.
Perfect.
It's speaking for the place, so they talk about the actual land, land of Edom.
Right. That's
going to Judah.
That's what Judah take that.
Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof.
Perfect.
And that hiss going to the word Sirach, which is like a whistle, like
yep.
Whoa, my nigga.
It's just like when you see any big, massive destruction, and you can not only you see the destruction, but then your mind can say, "God damn, those people in there, they died. Right. Oh my damn, they burnt that much. How the fuck did it?" Just like 9/11, when you saw the metal burnt and convoluted in such a way to see all the mangled shit, it's like, God damn,
you know what?
There was thousands of people in that building that fell down and fell.
It's funny you say that though, because I didn't go that route until the shit started collapsing on it. I was like, oh, that's when I went. When that shit did that and other, because like I said, I told Benji, I was sitting there. I watched the nose come out the other end of the building. I was like, huh? What the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Because at first, I thought it was a movie. Like I said, I was kicking on the phone, had the volume down. I'm kicking on the phone, trying to tell this girl, yo, I'm swinging through there this weekend. I'm going to scoop you up, bring you back out here to Aurora, and I'm going to beat the brakes off of it. Okay? That's what I was on. Then all of a sudden, I see this. I'm watching this motherfucker burn, and it's got the ticker tape on the bottom of it. I'm thinking it's a motherfucking movie. Then I'm like, I'm watching something else. I'm like, well, fuck that. You know, I'm looking for a visual while I'm talking to her. I changed channels. What the fuck? So now this ain't a movie. So I'm watching this shit. I'm watching it. Then the next thing comes, the next plane comes in and it goes through the thing. When it comes through and I watch the nose come out the other side, I talked to Samantha. Hey, Sam, let me call you back. Let me turn the volume up and see what the fuck this is about. Okay? Because like I said, I think I had finished my reserve duty, but I wasn't quite sure. But I was like, see what the fuck this is about. I'm turning this back up and I'm looking at it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm looking, I'm like, huh? And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Then when they went in the first building, that's when I went, oh shit. When the first building started collapsing, because I know motherfuckers are dying right now. You know, all this shit is looking like this might be a movie to me on some level until they reporting and doing all this other kind of shit, but that ain't phasing me. I've seen this shit, like I said. I've been in the military. I've seen shit, like I said, there's shit that had happened overseas that wasn't even reported back here and whatnot. Like when the Korean airliner had got shot down and we went to a level 3 on our base and this, that, and other level, like 82, 83, some shit like that. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? But when this shit came down, I'm like, motherfuckers are dying because you could see the motherfuckers trying to go up in the motherfucker. So now all this shit just coming down, I'm like,
yeah, they start to jump out the bitch and all that.
Yeah.
That's astonishment. And that, well, you know, like, God
damn, exactly, damn. That's what that damn hit me.
And that smoke went up for a long time.
Yes,
just like this Canada shit. Yeah. Look, this ain't no real big deal. All right, this is a big deal, but it's not as big as a whole land. This Canada fire ain't as big of a deal as a whole big ass country being completely set on fire.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And we got the smoke all the way. Hey, the smoke is all the way in South Indiana. Yeah. I talked to this one dude. He Indianapolis.
Naptown?
Yeah, that's kind of stuff. That's South Indiana. That's South Indiana, right? Mm-hmm. He said smoke down there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So imagine when this whole land is fucked up. You're gonna see that other side of the world, man. Yes. Hey, this is back in Jeremiah 49.
Yes.
And 17, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Lord. No man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. Now you know that this shit is going to be completely uninhabitable, man. That's destruction coming to this place for all your wickedness, man.
I got you, bro. Revelations 14:11. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. He said the smoke of the torment the Most High is going to put on Babylon the Great is going to go up forever and ever, and that just means a very long time. All right, and eventually when that smoke settles and clears, this will be nothing but a desert land full of desert creatures.
But that's crazy when you think about it, because you think about the fucking jet stream and how it flows and the way it makes the seasons come in and out here. Mm-hmm. I'm getting ready to change all that shit. This is gonna be a motherfucking death.
This ain't. I have not seen it as cold as it's been in Chicago in the so-called summertime. They're shooting out the sun. They're doing it, and it's been a major gas leak here at BP. Somewhere, whatever the big BP manufacturer thing, and that's somewhere
in Chicago.
They said those vapors are all throughout here too, and so it's a lot of the Lord is doing this, bro. It's a lot of shit Brother was telling me the other day that his son keep getting nosebleeds ever since that shit happened. Our softball team was damn near not about to even go and show up to the game. Was that man? They said the air quality is so bad. I don't even know I want to go outside now. I'm like, well, nigga, you know, she got the HEPA filter 3000. That shit going in your house. He's still breathing that shit in. He goddamn way.
Right.
Ain't no enchantment against the righteous man. That the Lord gonna bring us through, even if He takes some of us out too. You know. But this is how bad it's getting, and this is just the beginning.
Just begin, and
that's the beginning of the end.
And it's funny that you say that because, like you said, that BP, like up there in East Chicago, I done smelt that. I done drove through that. Like I said, because I used to go out there to get my gas when I was living right down the street from where we at now, and whatnot. I would blow out there, and I would go past 140 something, and out there to 140 something, and whatnot. And I have to go past all the refineries and storage tanks and all this other kind of shit.
Right.
You could smell that shit, dog. And you talking about it's worse than that. So it's like, if it's worse than what it was,
it
like,
was a major gas leak. You go look it up, and they're not putting it. They're not really speaking on it or pushing it. And you know, but it's out there in the air, coupled with whatever's with the residue from the fire shit. This is what's about. This is just the precipice of what's about to start happening.
I like that word.
Especially when they changed the dollar. You know, tomorrow I believe that's when the Fed now becomes official, that app or whatever, how they gonna set that shit up. But we look at little by little, man, the spirit is changing to the destruction and fall. We're knocking, we're just waiting. We're waiting on the Lord, man. Yeah. Because everything is set up. Every major prophecy is already set up.
But we've been saying this for years now, Elder. It's like this is set up to be a domino effect. It's like the guy that sat up there and took 3 months to set this fucking domino effect up, and you push one domino, and the whole motherfucking thing as a chain reaction start falling down. It's gonna be a beautiful design, but the Lord has got it set up that once I let this first domino fall over, all this shit's gonna fall apart.
That's right.
Okay. And this, that, and other, like Benji was saying about these motherfuckers and this and the IMF and this, that, and other. And you think that you're dealing with a fucking governmental fucking thing when you hear IMF or the Federal Reserve. You still looking at private banks. So these motherfucking elites are still the motherfuckers behind this. But what they don't understand is, like I said, like the ventriloquists and whatnot, Yahweh Shai got his hand on the top of them, pulling the shit and whatnot, making them dance. So they making shit dance, but the puppeteer that's on top of all that making it dance is Yahweh Shai.
That's right. Right. You got something, Big Guy?
This is
I got a second. I just
you got something like that now?
Okay. No.
This is Joel 2 and 3. Said a fire before them and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as a garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. All right, because them chariots come, man. Hey, it's gonna be burnt up. And this is gonna be Elder Quota, man. This is gonna be the sample to the world for them who lives ungodly, man.
That's right.
All right, this is a place where every foul bird, all right,
and every fucking wickedness that's ever been committed, this is it.
That's going to them desert creatures. Desert creatures. Yeah, go ahead and read that.
Yeah,
that's where I was from the grad.
Yeah, this is Isaiah
19.
Yeah, it's Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon, the glory of the kingdoms and the beauty of the Chaldees, excellent, shall be as when the power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right, and we read the Jeremiah, so we know what it's talking about. It's talking about Esau, Edom. Hey, Babylon, that are to be destroyed.
Right.
All right, but then it tells you what? That's talking about Edom in that same chapter.
Wow.
You know? Verse that remember Edom that said, race it.
That's right.
And then it says, "O daughter of Babylon are to be destroyed." They call Edom the daughter of Babylon. Edom is the new Babylon, man.
That's right.
Edom, Babylon.
Mystery Babylon.
That's right.
And if you look at the scriptures of the ancient Babylon, they did what? Exalted themselves above the Lord, took over, subjugated the people of the Lord, and then exalted themselves, saying that I'm the shit.
And they never got destroyed either.
Yeah.
That's right. And perfect. Very good.
And they land is still there. They don't. Yeah,
it's not right. It's not no desert.
Right. Yeah. It's in a hot place of land, but it's not. It doesn't have
uninhabitable.
It's right. It's not uninhabitable. That's what. It's not uninhabitable, and they don't have a fucking smoke raising up from it and whatnot.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Doc.
It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
Perfect.
Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there.
Because a regular desert, Arabians still be in there.
That's right.
Absolutely.
They set their carpets down and start selling shit. I watched a nigga. I watched the videos. The Arab nigga made a whole fancy cup of coffee in the middle of the desert. He had all type of tools and shit. He whipped it up. I'm like, damn. With pause. He whipped all the tools out. all the tools and shit. Set it up. Made his coffee right there. You know, it was an elegant looking setup. Ishmael will be any fucking way. If there's money be made, they got something to sell.
Hey, that's what he gonna be in the kingdom, a motherfucking merchant.
It's Ishmaelites walking across the desert right now while the sand is blowing. It's a motherfucking sandstorm. They wrap their face up, put them goggles on, and carry on, man, with them camels, man. They said this shit, hey, Arabs ain't even gonna be able to go through it.
That's right.
Damn.
It's a different type of desert.
That's
Right.
right. Nothing. He said, no thing gonna be over here is desert creatures.
There's a 2.0, baby.
Yeah. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their house shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there.
That's right. And you can look at I'm not. I can't think of it. The Russian nuclear meltdown. What was it?
Chernobyl.
Hey, wildlife is thriving in Chernobyl. Different wild creatures can handle the radiation.
That's right, bro.
That's how it's gonna be over here, man. You know, there's an article. You look into it. You can start typing in wildlife in Chernobyl. It'll pop right up. There's bears over there.
Bears came back.
Wolves, all type of shit. They can deal with this shit.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, remember how they used to put little motherfucking sci-fi bullshit out there where it was like the cockroaches would be the only motherfuckers that survive in situations like that. But like you said, after radiation falls off to a certain level, other animals and whatnot and things of this nature is going to be, that's off of me. That all of them going to be able to survive off of this. The Lord says that this is going to be where the desert creatures are at. It's gonna be broken into 3 parts. It's gonna smolder and have a motherfucking thing. Like Benji said, you're gonna look over here and be like, damn, you know, you catch the sun just right as it's going down over that part of the land. Right. You gonna be able to see how, damn, you see if you catch the angle just right, you can see how instead of it being just straight orange, it's got a green tint to it. That type of shit.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead, whatever you got.
And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. It's like the elders talking about. So Esau, even this place is over with. The time is, the Lord has said, you have reached your fullness. The time for your destruction is nigh, and it's going to happen. There's no way to escape it. And the elders will say,
you got something else we got?
That was it.
All right, this Revelation 12 and 12, we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
That's, Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice in heavens and ye that dwell in them. And that's us, man. All right, the kingdom of heaven is within you.
That's right.
So we're rejoicing.
Absolutely.
All right, we see the downfall of our enemies.
That's right.
All right. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because you know that he has but a short time. So them bounds that Esau can't pass, and we're here, man. All right, his time of rulership is over with.
That age.
Yeah, these other nations they sharpen their weapons, they sharpen their swords.
Are you come weak as we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you become as weak as we? They talking shit against this place.
Yeah.
All type of uprising. Hey, 2 9 says, and we can end on that actually. This 2 9 started at 1.
yeah, but I was just sitting there. So
Yeah, that's crazy. Because
And just the times we live in, and that's why the Spirit is really, not to switch gears, but just to go to the men of the Lord. That's why the Lord is tightening this up, man, because this not going to be just some cakewalk and we skipping to the destruction of Esau, Edom. We're going to have to live through this shit, and we have to depend and wait on the Lord. The Lord is going to guide us and circumnavigate us through. Think about the times of Elijah, when he had to go and he was taken to the book of Sharon. And he drank, and the ravens came and fed him. And then he ended up going to the widow with the son, to Zarephath. And the Lord gave him the cruse of oil and had him make it through. This is the time and area that we're living in. So when you hear these scriptures and see where we're headed, then we need to be on the side of having our mind right, our spirit right, and be on point for the Lord, so we can get saved and get delivered.
Come on, man. It's called Jacob's trouble.
That's right, brother.
Jacob is gonna have to go through some things.
That's it, brother.
that's right.
Period. It ain't called Esau's trouble.
Right, that's right.
It's called Jacob's trouble. Jacob is gonna have to go through some things.
Hey, that's
Okay.
right.
Oh yeah, what's the Amos 3? You know, you only have unknown the whole earth. That fire will punish you.
That's right.
There it is.
So what's left for the 2/3 is to get destroyed, because the latter part of that verse says what though? But he should be saved out of it.
Yeah.
So this is our salvation that's coming. That's
That's
why
right.
Revelation said, "Rejoice, you have."
That's right.
Right.
You know, we already going through hell.
That's right.
And understanding it.
Speak it.
We have hope for the wide, like the
Right.
second Ezra.
That's right.
And that is the difference.
That's it.
Right.
You know,
That's right, bro.
True that. True that.
start. You got it.
It's 2 Ezra 9:1. And he answered me then and said, measure the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Like the elders was talking about, the Lord is showing you signs all across the world of what's about the tribulations, the earthquake, all the stuff that this Western world suppresses around the world. The uproars of the people, their money is failing. There's famine in the land that's never been before. The earth is mourning and languishing. This is the time we're in. But this Esau Edom is wicked ass. He controls the narrative in America, so he suppresses the images. He suppresses the information. He's only trying to show you the good things, but all around the world it's going down. Even here in America it's going down. The dollar is crashing. He can't escape his fate. The BRICS nations are set. Everything is set in motion. He cannot escape his fate. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou understand, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that when were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right. So you shall well understand. And we seeing that, man. Earthquakes been happening. Look, earthquakes been happening in diverse places for over the last few years now, man. All right. And then even other weather anomalies, man. Snowing in Mexico, wildfires in Alaska. But this says it's part of the signs. So there's other signs in other scriptures. All right, it says the fire should be off sent out. All right, how he wished the fire be kindled when he come visit this place. All right, but just the uproars and the earthquakes alone, and what do we have? Hey, the uproars been crazy. Protests, riots, and they going hard in France right now.
That's
Again, hey, them French niggas, man, they smoke them skinny ass fags. 2 fingers and a thumb up. They smoke them motherfucking squares.
Oh, wait, poo.
They get to action.
They call it secret of facts, so y'all don't understand.
They get straight to action, boy. They smoke that shit and get to fucking work. Skinny ass mustache and all, boy. They ass over there fucking shit.
Hey, but those European
got bandana tied around their
That's right. Hey, but a lot of that's a lot in a lot of European cities over there, where a lot of those Edomites over there and foreigners and some Jake and so forth, it's a different spirit over there. They take oppression on a whole nother level.
Yeah,
a lot of
they really revolt against
right,
that.
because
they boycott against it.
they boycott, they revolt. They'll go up there and set the streets on fire. They it's a different spirit over there.
Because their testosterone hasn't been fucked with, like over here with the fucking plastics and the motherfucking estrogen that's being pumped into the motherfucking shit.
And a lot of food that's over in America is banned in these other countries.
That's right,
Right.
They're not. Their pineal gland is not ass fucked up.
And then the other thing too, America's still giving these stupid ass nigga gifts. You know what I mean? Gifts destroy the heart. So they still giving them Section 8, they still giving them link, they still giving them meager provisions. So that's why they haven't uproar yet. But when that shit cut down, when they can't get those provisions, when they really homeless, when they really in famine, when those gifts cease here in America, this shit's gonna be, when they go on this other lockdown, it's gonna be all hell. You know what I mean? Because they're not gonna be able to get the shit that they used to get.
Good.
Yeah.
We can wrap it up.
Okay, cool.
Close it up.
But I hope that with that we want to, we hope that was edifying. But with that, we want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakwadash, the Baba Ball.
Blah, blah, blah.
Turn those machines back on.